all started one day when I was scrolling through Facebook. The title of an article caught my attention. The title reads, "Australia doesn't exist and people who live there are actors paid by NASA." I laughed and continued reading, knowing very well that this is in fact fake news. But some news is harder to identify than others, as media is now focusing on competing for viewers' attention rather than covering the truth. Let's look at another example. Many of you might be familiar with this picture. When I first looked at the picture, my mind immediately went, the parents must have undergone surgery. The fact is, this picture has sparked a lot of controversy since it's been modified into different versions, all carrying different messages. As it turns out, the children's faces were photoshopped to be given unflattering features. As the cosmetic campaign slogan says, the only thing you need to worry is how to explain to your kids why they look different than you. Later, the model who played the mom filed a lawsuit because the picture ruined her career. What I realized was, when I first saw the picture, I genuinely thought the picture was real. And that was shocking and concerning to know that as a digital citizen, I need to be more aware and be critical of what I see and when I use media with young children. Media literacy doesn't just apply to older students. Children nowadays are more exposed to mass media and technology as they are on electronic devices longer with little restrictions. According to the European Center for Media literacy consists of 3 dimensions, but one of the most important one is the critical reception practice. This dimension consists of critical thinking skills. Students will develop an understanding of how media work, rather than being passive consumers of media, TV shows, news information, the internet, etc. Students learn that realities are constructed to reflect ideas or values, to sell a product, or to produce excitement. Students also learn how to spot a stereotype and to distinguish facts from opinions. This is a realistic fiction story written by one of my private students. He named his characters after video games characters from Mario and famous athletes like Stephen Curry. He added other virtual characters into his story, which turned his story into fantasy rather than realistic fiction. The student clearly is a passive consumer of media, where he immerses in a virtual world but can't identify or construct stories based on what happens in real life. At the end of the day, his mother asked me, "Will it help if he watches more movies or cartoons to learn about story plots?" I replied, "It may not be helpful without proper guidance." Parents play a pivotal role in guiding their kids while exposing them to media. Much misinformation comes from a lack of monitoring for appropriateness or guiding children with questions to spark their thinking. So, as educators, what can we do to enhance children's critical thinking skills and reasoning in order to help them become active thinkers? The technology and design coach in my school has come up with brilliant lessons for teaching kindergarten children how to question what they see. The lesson is titled Fake or Real, and students will look at several pictures to identify whether they are real or fake. They will record their thoughts and provide reasoning of why they think the picture is real or not. Here are a couple of examples. We are all victims of false advertising and scams at some point in our lives, and therefore teaching young students how to identify misinformation and asking questions is extremely important.